pink salt, rock salt, black salt, iodized salt, non-iodized salt. Which salt should I have? Should I have salt at all? How much should I have? These are different questions I hear from different patients. I am Dr. Shankar, Senior Clinical Dietitian at Apollo Hospitals, Chennai, Greens Road, with over 4 decades of experience. Let's talk about different types of salts. The pink salt, which is otherwise called rock salt, is natural sea water which evaporates and then the salt crystals are formed. It's very high in its nutrients, I would say. Magnesium, calcium, potassium, all these are higher than any other processed salt. This is also used in homes for gargling when one has sore throat. So it is supposed to be having little antiseptic effect also. If you compare it with the table salt, which is a processed one, it has less sodium. So it's good for you? Yes, it's good for a person who's got high blood pressure. Compared to the table salt, this pink salt, senda namak or the rock salt is better. But it has more potassium. Yes, more potassium is good for a person with hypertension. But at the same time, this pink salt may not be a good option for somebody with kidney disease where we need to cut down potassium. So one needs to understand the things which are present in each salt. When you look at table salt, it's a processed one. All these salts are sodium chloride only. It has only sodium and chloride. The sodium content in table salt is almost double than the rock salt. And the table salt is by and large iodized. You know what is iodized salt? It has added iodine, which is good to prevent thyroid issues. So all over our country, they said better to give iodized salt for health reasons. Again, there are some people who are supposed to be on a low iodine diet where we will tell them not to use this iodized salts. For them, the rock salt may be better. To cut down the iodine alone, we will ask them to roast the salt, and then the rock salt also will tell them roast it and use. So other patients with high blood pressure should not roast the salt. It doesn't help them in any way. It doesn't cut down the sodium. We should understand that. The other variety of salt is the black salt, which is again naturally occurring. It is a bit pungent. It is again little lesser sodium content it has compared to the table salt, which is the iodized salt. And we see it with many chaat varieties. The black salt gives the pungent taste to it. And it is also supposed to be helping for one's stomach issues. So we need to know different types of salt, how much is the sodium. Should everybody take the same amount of salt? No. Adults with slight higher hypertension, we tell them cut down salt. The WHO says any normal healthy individual also needs only 5 to 6 grams of salt. We Indians normally take 10 to 12 grams of salt through the highly salted foods like pickles, papads, popcorns, salted chips and salted nuts. Elderly people tend to get hyponatremia, that is low sodium level, because overall their food intake is less, and it so happens that their sodium intake is also less. Such people need to take extra salt. So we should first understand who needs how much salt. Let all of us not decide that all of us need only X amount of salt. A person who has got fluid overload in the body, either due to heart failure or kidney failure, they will be asked to take either without salt diet or a prescribed quantity of salt like 1 gram, 2 gram, 3 gram, 4 grams or 5 grams. So the salt is different by nature, and the salt quantity one needs is also different.